Have you ever paused to consider the true impact of your investments? Are your financial decisions aligned with your deepest values and beliefs? What if I told you that there's a way to grow your wealth while simultaneously making a positive difference in the world? Can you imagine a future where every dollar you invest not only multiplies, but also contributes to creating a better, more ethical world? Take a moment to let these questions sink in. Allow yourself to envision a world where your financial choices reflect your moral compass, where your investments are a force for good, and where profit and purpose go hand in hand. Hello, dear friends. Welcome to our channel. We're thrilled to have you join us today for an exploration of a topic that has the potential to transform not just your financial future, but the very fabric of our society. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of ethical investments, guided by the timeless wisdom found in the Bible. Before we dive into this topic, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Your participation helps us spread this transformative message to more people. Let's get started. We're about to embark on a journey through a compelling case study that will challenge your perceptions about money, morality, and the power of purposeful investing. This isn't just another financial lecture. It's a roadmap to aligning your wealth with your values, a guide to making your money work for good while still securing your financial future. Imagine for a moment a world where every investment you make contributes to positive change. A world where your money doesn't just sit in a bank account or get lost in the vastness of the stock market, but actively works to create a better future. A world where you can grow your wealth without compromising your principles, where financial success and ethical integrity are not mutually exclusive, but rather two sides of the same coin. This isn't just a utopian dream. It's a reality that more and more people are embracing, and today we're going to show you how you can be part of this financial revolution. We'll explore how biblical principles can guide us towards investments that are not only morally sound, but also financially rewarding. Our case study follows the journey of someone just like you, a person who decided to take a stand and align their investments with their ethical values. We'll walk through their challenges, their doubts, their triumphs, and the incredible results they achieved. But this isn't just their story. It's a blueprint that you can follow to transform your own financial future and make a lasting impact on the world. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, sure, ethical investing sounds nice, but can it really be profitable? Isn't it just a feel-good exercise that will cost me money in the long run? These are valid questions, and they're exactly the kind of doubts our protagonist grappled with at the beginning of their journey. Rest assured, we're going to address these concerns head-on and show you with concrete evidence how ethical investing can be, both morally satisfying and financially rewarding. But before we dive into the nitty-gritty details of our case study, I want you to take a moment to reflect on your own financial journey. Think about your current investments, your savings, your retirement plans. Now, ask yourself these questions. Do you know where your money is really going? Are your investments supporting companies and practices that align with your values? If you could see the real-world impact of every dollar you've invested, would you be proud of what you see? What if you could make a positive difference in the world without sacrificing your financial goals? How would it feel to know that your money is working around the clock, not just to grow your wealth, but to create a better world for future generations? These aren't just hypothetical questions. They're the beginning of a journey that could radically transform your approach to money and investing. They're the first steps towards a future where your financial decisions become a powerful force for good in the world. As we explore this case study together, keep these questions in mind. Let them challenge you, inspire you, and push you to think differently about the role of money in your life and in our world. Now, let's set the stage for our case study. Meet our protagonist. We'll call them Alex. Alex is a hard-working individual in their mid-30s with a stable job, a growing family, and a desire to secure their financial future. Like many of us, Alex had been investing for years without giving much thought to where their money was actually going. They had a diverse portfolio, contributed regularly to their 401(k), had a few individual stocks, and by all conventional standards, they were doing well financially. But something was missing. Despite their financial success, there was a growing sense of unease, a nagging feeling that something wasn't quite right. Alex began to question whether their investments truly aligned with their personal values and beliefs. Were they inadvertently supporting companies that engaged in unethical practices? Were their investments contributing to environmental degradation or social inequality? Was their pursuit of financial security coming at the cost of their integrity? These questions led Alex on a journey of self-reflection and discovery. They realized that while their investments were growing, they weren't necessarily making the world a better place. And for someone who valued their faith and ethical principles, this realization was a wake-up call. Now, you might be wondering, what does the Bible have to say about investing? Surely the scriptures, written thousands of years ago, couldn't have anticipated the complexities of modern financial markets? It's a fair question, and one that Alex grappled with as well. While it's true that the Bible doesn't specifically mention stock markets, mutual funds, or ESG criteria, it does provide timeless wisdom about stewardship, responsibility, and the ethical use of resources. Let's look at some key biblical principles that guided Alex's journey and can inform our approach to ethical investing. Stewardship. In the parable of the talents, Matthew 25:14-30, Jesus teaches about the importance of being good stewards of the resources entrusted to us. The master in the parable commends the servants who invested wisely and multiplied what was given to them. This principle applies not just to our time and talents, but also to our financial resources. It suggests that we have a responsibility to manage our money wisely, not just for our own benefit, but for the benefit of others and for God's purposes. Ethical conduct. Proverbs 13:11 states, "Dishonest money dwindles away, but whoever gathers money little by little makes it grow." This verse emphasizes the importance of honest and ethical financial practices. It suggests that wealth acquired through dishonest means is ultimately unsustainable, while ethical, patient investing leads to lasting growth. This principle challenges us to consider not just the returns on our investments, but also the methods by which those returns are generated. Social responsibility. Micah 6:8 instructs us to act justly and to love mercy and to walk humbly with your God. This call to justice and mercy extends to how we use our resources, including our investments. It suggests that our financial decisions should contribute to a just and merciful world, not exploit or harm others for our own gain. Long-term perspective. Proverbs 21:5 reminds us that the plans of the diligent lead to profit as surely as haste leads to poverty. This encourages a thoughtful, long-term approach to financial planning and investing. It cautions against get-rich-quick schemes and short-term thinking, instead promoting patient, diligent investment strategies. Generosity. In 2 Corinthians 9:6-7, Paul writes, "Remember this, whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and whoever sows generously will also reap generously. Each of you should give what you have decided in your heart to give, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver." While this passage is often applied to charitable giving, it also speaks to the principle of generosity in our overall approach to finances. Ethical investing can be seen as a form of generosity, where we use our resources to support companies and initiatives that benefit society as a whole. Avoiding harm. Proverbs 3:27 advises, "Do not withhold good from those to whom it is due when it is in your power to act." This principle can be applied to investing by encouraging us to avoid investments that harm others or withhold good from those who deserve it. It challenges us to consider the broader impact of our investment choices. Wisdom in decision-making. James 1:5 says, "If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you." This reminds us of the importance of seeking wisdom, including financial wisdom, from God. It encourages us to pray about our investment decisions and seek godly counsel. Contentment. In 1 Timothy 6:10, Paul warns about the dangers of the love of money and encourages contentment. This principle reminds us that the goal of our investments should not be the accumulation of wealth for its own sake, but rather to use our resources wisely and contentedly in service of God and others. Future planning. Proverbs 6:8, uses the example of the ant storing up food for winter to illustrate the importance of planning for the future. This principle supports the idea of wise investing as a means of preparing for future needs and responsibilities. Integrity in business, Proverbs 16:11, states, "Honest scales and balances belong to the Lord. All the weights in the bag are of his making." This emphasizes the importance of honesty and integrity in all business dealings, including investments. It challenges us to seek out companies and funds that operate with transparency and ethical business practices. Armed with these biblical principles, Alex began to research ethical investment options. They discovered a whole world of socially responsible investing, SRI, and environmental, social, and governance, ESG criteria that companies and funds use to evaluate their ethical impact. But the journey wasn't without its challenges. Alex had to grapple with several key questions. Would ethical investing mean sacrificing financial returns? This was perhaps Alex's biggest concern. They had worked hard to build their savings and wanted to ensure a secure financial future for their family. The idea that ethical investing might mean lower returns was a significant worry. How could they ensure that their investments truly aligned with their values? Alex quickly realized that ethical can mean different things to different people. They needed to clearly define their own ethical priorities and find investments that matched them. Was it possible to create a diversified portfolio while still adhering to ethical principles? Alex understood the importance of diversification in managing investment risk. They wondered if limiting their investments to ethical options would result in a less diversified, and therefore riskier, portfolio. How could they navigate the complex world of ethical investing without becoming overwhelmed? The more Alex researched, the more complex the world of ethical investing seemed. They worried about making mistakes or being misled by companies greenwashing their practices. What if their ethical investments underperformed? Alex worried about the potential regret they might feel if they chose ethical investments that didn't perform as well as traditional options. How would they explain their investment choices to friends and family who might be skeptical about ethical investing? Alex anticipated some pushback from people who viewed investing solely through the lens of financial returns. And could they really make a difference with their investments? Or was ethical investing just a drop in the ocean? Alex wondered whether their individual investment choices could truly have an impact on larger global issues. These are questions that many investors face when considering ethical investments. They reflect very real concerns about balancing financial goals with ethical considerations, and they're questions we're going to address head-on in this case study. As Alex delved deeper into the world of ethical investing, they discovered that it's not just about avoiding sin stocks like tobacco or gambling companies. It's about actively seeking out companies and funds that are making a positive impact on the world. They learned about companies developing renewable energy solutions, others working on innovative healthcare technologies, and some focused on providing affordable housing or education in underserved communities. These weren't just feel-good stories. Many of these companies were also delivering solid financial performance. Alex discovered various approaches to ethical investing. Negative screening. This involves excluding companies or industries that don't align with an investor's values. For example, avoiding investments in fossil fuels, weapons manufacturers, or companies with poor labor practices. Positive screening. This approach actively seeks out companies that are leaders in environmental sustainability, social responsibility, or good governance. ESG integration. This strategy involves incorporating environmental, social, and governance factors into traditional financial analysis to identify risks and opportunities. Impact investing. This approach seeks to generate specific beneficial social or environmental effects in addition to financial gains. Shareholder advocacy. Using shareholder rights to influence company behavior on ethical issues. Alex also learned about different ethical investing vehicles. Ethical mutual funds. These are professionally managed funds that invest in a diversified portfolio of companies meeting specific ethical criteria. ESG exchange-traded funds, ETFs. Similar to traditional ETFs, these track indexes of companies with strong ESG ratings. Green bonds. These are fixed income securities that fund projects with environmental benefits. Community investing. This involves directing capital to underserved communities through community development financial institutions. Individual stocks. Directly investing in companies with strong ethical practices and positive societal impact. But Alex didn't jump in blindly. They took a methodical approach to restructuring their investment portfolio. Define values. First, Alex clearly defined their ethical priorities. After much reflection, they decided to focus on environmental sustainability, social justice, and companies with strong governance practices. Research. Alex spent countless hours researching different ethical investment options. They read annual reports, studied ESG ratings from reputable agencies, and dug into the details of various ethical funds and individual companies. Seek professional advice. Recognizing the complexity of ethical investing, Alex consulted with a financial advisor who specialized in this area. This expert helped them understand the nuances of SRI and ESG investing and how to balance ethical considerations with financial goals. Start small. Rather than overhauling their entire portfolio overnight, Alex started by allocating a portion of their investments to ethical options. This allowed them to test the waters and gain confidence in their new approach. Monitor and adjust. Alex committed to regularly reviewing their investments, not just for financial performance, but also for continued alignment with their ethical standards. They set up a system to stay informed about the companies and funds they invested in, tracking both financial metrics and ethical performance. Educate themselves. Alex made a commitment to ongoing education about ethical investing. They attended webinars, read books on the subject, and joined online communities of like-minded investors to share insights and experiences. Engage with companies. As they became more confident, Alex began to engage more actively with the companies they invested in. They attended shareholder meetings, voted on important resolutions, and even wrote to company management about issues they cared about. Now you might be thinking, this all sounds great, but what about the bottom line? Did ethical investing actually pay off for Alex? That's an excellent question, and it brings us to one of the most exciting parts of our case study. Let's look at the results of Alex's ethical investment journey. Financial performance. Contrary to their initial fears, Alex found that their ethically aligned portfolio performed competitively with their previous investments. In fact, over a 5-year period, their ethical investments slightly outperformed their old portfolio. This aligns with a growing body of research suggesting that ethical investments can perform as well as, or even better than, traditional investments over the long term. Risk management. By investing in companies with strong environmental, social, and governance practices, Alex found that their portfolio was often more resilient during market downturns. Companies with good ESG practices tend to have better risk management and are often better prepared to handle crises. This was particularly evident during recent global challenges, where many ethically focused companies demonstrated strong resilience. Innovation exposure. Many of the ethical companies Alex invested in were at the forefront of innovation in areas like clean energy, sustainable agriculture, and healthcare technology. This positioned their portfolio to benefit from future growth in these sectors. For example, their investment in a leading electric vehicle manufacturer saw significant gains as the world increasingly embraced sustainable transportation. Dividend growth. Several of the ethically responsible companies in Alex's portfolio had strong dividend growth policies, providing a steady stream of passive income. This was particularly true for companies in the renewable energy sector, which benefited from increasing global demand for clean energy solutions. Tax benefits. In some cases, Alex was able to take advantage of tax incentives related to certain types of ethical investments, such as renewable energy projects. This helped to boost their overall returns and reduce their tax liability. Diversification. Contrary to their initial concerns, Alex found that ethical investing actually opened up new avenues for diversification. By considering ESG factors, they were exposed to companies and sectors they might have overlooked in their previous investment strategy. Long-term value creation. Alex noticed that many of the companies in their ethical portfolio were focused on long-term value creation rather than short-term profits. This aligned well with their own long-term investment horizon and contributed to steady, sustainable growth over time. But the benefits weren't just financial. Alex experienced a profound sense of alignment between their values and their financial practices. They felt a newfound peace of mind, knowing that their money was not only growing, but also contributing to positive change in the world. This sense of purpose and alignment had ripple effects in other areas of Alex's life. Increased engagement. Alex became more engaged in their local community, volunteering for causes they cared about. They found themselves having meaningful conversations about ethics and finance with friends and family, inspiring others to consider their own investment choices. Better sleep. Alex often joked that they slept better at night knowing their money wasn't supporting practices they disagreed with. This peace of mind was a significant, if intangible, return on their investment. Alignment with faith. As a person of faith, Alex felt that their new investment strategy was more in line with their religious beliefs. They felt they were being a better steward of the resources God had entrusted to them. Educational opportunity. Alex's journey into ethical investing became an excellent opportunity to teach their children about money, values, and the power of aligning actions with beliefs. Professional growth. The knowledge Alex gained about ethical investing and ESG factors proved valuable in their career, giving them insights into emerging trends and risks in various industries. Networking. Through their involvement in ethical investing communities, Alex built a network of like-minded individuals, leading to new friendships and professional opportunities. Sense of agency. Perhaps most importantly, Alex felt a renewed sense of agency in the face of global challenges. Rather than feeling helpless about issues like climate change or social inequality, they felt they were actively contributing to solutions through their investment choices. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, this sounds too good to be true. What's the catch? It's a fair question, and it's important to address some of the challenges and considerations of ethical investing that Alex encountered. Definition of ethical. Alex quickly realized that what one person considers ethical might not align with another's values. They had to spend considerable time defining their own ethical priorities and researching how different funds and companies aligned with these priorities. Limited options. Depending on their specific ethical criteria, Alex sometimes found that their investment options were more limited compared to traditional investing. This was particularly true in certain sectors where few companies met their ethical standards. Higher fees. Some ethical funds and ETFs had higher expense ratios than their traditional counterparts. Alex had to carefully weigh these costs against the benefits of ethical investing. Greenwashing. Unfortunately, Alex encountered some companies and funds that exaggerated their ethical credentials. They learned to be skeptical of marketing claims and to dig deeper into the actual practices of companies and funds. Balancing act. There were often tensions between different ethical priorities. For example, a company might have excellent environmental practices, but poor labor policies. Alex had to navigate these trade-offs and decide which factors were most important to them. Performance variability. While Alex's ethical investments performed well overall, there were periods where they underperformed traditional benchmarks. This required patience and a long-term perspective. Complexity. Ethical investing often required more research and ongoing monitoring than Alex's previous set-it-and-forget-it approach. They had to commit time and energy to stay informed about their investments. Skepticism from others. Alex encountered skepticism from some friends and family members who viewed ethical investing as a fad or believed it would inevitably lead to lower returns. They had to develop confidence in their choices and learn to articulate their reasoning. Evolving standards. Alex found that what was considered ethical could change over time as new information came to light or societal standards evolved. This required flexibility and a commitment to ongoing learning. Imperfect solutions. Alex had to accept that no investment was perfect. Even companies with strong ethical practices might have areas for improvement. They had to decide what level of imperfection they were comfortable with. Alex faced these challenges head-on. They spent time educating themselves about different ethical investing approaches, carefully read prospectuses and annual reports, and wasn't afraid to ask tough questions of fund managers and company executives. They also learned to be patient. Ethical investing is often about long-term value creation rather than short-term gains. By keeping their eyes on their long-term goals, both financial and ethical, they were able to stay the course even during market fluctuations. Now, let's take a moment to reflect on how Alex's journey aligns with biblical principles. Stewardship. By carefully considering where to invest their money, Alex was practicing good stewardship of their resources, as encouraged in the parable of the talents, Matthew 25:14-30. They were multiplying their resources in a way that honored God and benefited others. Loving your neighbor. By investing in companies that treat their workers fairly, protect the environment, and contribute positively to society, Alex was putting into practice the commandment to love your neighbor as yourself, Mark 12:31. Their investments became a way of caring for others, even those they would never meet personally. Integrity. Proverbs 10:9 says, "Whoever walks in integrity walks securely, but whoever takes crooked paths will be found out." By aligning their investments with their values, Alex was walking a path of integrity, ensuring that their financial decisions reflected their beliefs and principles. Sowing and reaping. Galatians 6:7 reminds us that a man reaps what he sows. By sowing their resources into ethical investments, Alex reaped not just financial returns, but also the satisfaction of contributing to positive change. They saw this principle play out both in the growth of their investments and in the positive impact of the companies they supported. Light of the world. In Matthew 5:14-16, Jesus calls his followers to be the light of the world. Through their ethical investment choices, Alex was letting their light shine in the financial world, demonstrating that it's possible to be successful while also being ethical. Seeking wisdom. Proverbs 4:7 states, "The beginning of wisdom is this: get wisdom. Though it cost all you have, get understanding." Alex's commitment to educating themselves about ethical investing and seeking professional advice aligns with this biblical emphasis on gaining wisdom and understanding. Avoiding harm. Proverbs 3:27 advises, "Do not withhold good from those to whom it is due, when it is in your power to act." By avoiding investments in companies that cause harm and instead supporting those that do good, Alex was living out this principle. Faith in action. James 2:17 reminds us that faith by itself, if it is not accompanied by action, is dead. Alex's decision to align their investments with their faith was a powerful way of putting their beliefs into action. Building for the future. In Luke 14:28-30, Jesus talks about the importance of counting the cost before building a tower. Alex's careful, thoughtful approach to restructuring their investment portfolio reflects this principle of planning for the future. Contentment. 1 Timothy 6:6 says, "But godliness with contentment is great gain." Alex's journey led them to a place of greater contentment, where they were satisfied not just with their financial returns, but with the knowledge that their money was being used in line with their values. As we near the end of our case study, you might be wondering, how can I apply these lessons to my own financial life? Here are some practical steps you can take to begin your own ethical investment journey. Reflect on your values. Take some time to think deeply about what ethical issues are most important to you. Is it environmental sustainability, social justice, animal welfare, corporate governance? Write these down and prioritize them. Consider how these values align with your understanding of biblical principles. Educate yourself. Start learning about ethical investing. Read books, attend webinars, and follow reputable financial news sources that cover this topic. Some recommended resources include Investing with Your Values by Hal Brill, Jack A. Brill, and Cliff Feigenbaum. The Little Book of Common Sense Investing by John C. Bogle. Websites like Morningstar.com and MSCI.com for ESG ratings and analysis. Review your current investments. Look at your existing portfolio. Are there any investments that conflict with your ethical priorities? This can be a starting point for making changes. Many mutual fund companies now provide detailed information about their ESG practices. Start small. You don't have to overhaul your entire portfolio overnight. Consider starting with a small portion of your investments and gradually increasing your ethical allocation over time. This allows you to learn and gain confidence in your new approach. Consider ethical funds. Look into mutual funds or ETFs that focus on ethical or ESG investing. These can be an easy way to get started with a diversified ethical portfolio. Some popular options include Parnassus Core Equity Fund, iShares MSCI KLD 400 Social ETF, Vanguard FTSE Social Index Fund. Engage with companies. If you own individual stocks, use your shareholder voice. Attend annual meetings, vote on shareholder resolutions, and communicate with investor relations departments about issues that matter to you. Your voice as a shareholder can influence corporate behavior. Seek professional advice. Consider working with a financial advisor who specializes in ethical or faith-based investing. They can help you create a strategy that aligns with both your values and your financial goals. Look for advisors with certifications in sustainable investing, such as the Chartered SRI Counselor (CSREC) designation. Stay informed. Ethical standards and best practices evolve over time. Make a commitment to staying informed about developments in ethical investing. Subscribe to newsletters from organizations like USSIF, the Forum for Sustainable and Responsible Investment, or PRI, Principles for Responsible Investment. Be patient. Remember, ethical investing is often about long-term value creation. Don't be discouraged by short-term market fluctuations. Stay focused on your long-term goals and the positive impact your investments are making. Pray for wisdom. As with all important decisions, seek God's guidance in your investment choices. Pray for wisdom and discernment as you navigate the complex world of ethical investing. Remember Proverbs 3, 5, 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your path straight. Diversify wisely. While focusing on ethical investments, don't forget the importance of diversification. Spread your investments across different asset classes, sectors, and geographical regions to manage risk. Monitor and adjust. Regularly review your investments, not just for financial performance, but also for continued alignment with your ethical standards. Be prepared to make adjustments as your knowledge grows and as companies' practices change. Share your journey. As you learn and grow in your ethical investing journey, share your experiences with others. You might inspire friends and family to consider aligning their investments with their values. Consider impact investing. Look into opportunities for impact investing in your local community. This might include investing in community development financial institutions or local businesses that align with your values. Use your consumer power. Remember that ethical investing isn't just about where you put your money, but also how you spend it. Support companies that align with your values through your purchasing decisions as well. As we conclude our case study, let's return to the questions we asked at the beginning. Can you make a profit while still making a positive impact on the world? Our case study shows that yes, it is indeed possible to align your investments with your values without sacrificing financial returns. Alex's journey demonstrates that ethical investing can be both morally satisfying and financially rewarding. Is there a way to grow your wealth while staying true to your ethical principles? Absolutely. By carefully selecting investments that align with your values, you can build wealth in a way that reflects your ethical standards and honors God. Can every dollar you invest make the world a little bit better? While no investment is perfect, our case study demonstrates that thoughtful, ethical investing can indeed contribute to positive change in the world. Each investment decision is an opportunity to support companies and practices that align with your values. Our protagonist's journey shows us that ethical investing is not just a feel-good exercise. It's a viable and potentially profitable approach to managing your finances. It's a way to ensure that your money aligns with your values, contributes to causes you care about, and still works towards your financial goals. But perhaps most importantly, ethical investing allows us to be good stewards of the resources God has entrusted to us. It's a way to let our light shine in the financial world, to love our neighbors through our investment choices, and to work towards a more just and sustainable world. As we conclude, I want to leave you with a challenge. Take some time this week to review your own investments. Are they aligned with your values? Are they contributing to the kind of world you want to see? If not, consider taking the first step towards ethical investing. It could be the beginning of a transformative journey, not just for your finances, but for your impact on the world. Remember, every investment decision is an opportunity to shape the world around us. As Proverbs 3:9 encourages us, honor the Lord with your wealth, with the first fruits of all your crops. Ethical investing gives us a powerful way to honor God with our financial resources, to be salt and light in the marketplace, and to work towards a more just and sustainable world. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of ethical investing. We hope this case study has inspired you to think differently about your financial choices and the impact they can have. Remember, your money is a powerful tool. Use it wisely, use it ethically, and watch how it can transform not just your financial future, but the world around you. In our next video, we'll be sharing a powerful testimony about the impact of tithing. It's a story that might just change the way you think about giving and financial blessings. You won't want to miss it. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our upcoming content. We're committed to bringing you practical, biblically based financial wisdom that can transform your life and your impact on the world. And remember, every financial decision is an opportunity to honor God and make a positive impact. So, as you go about your week, we encourage you to prayerfully consider how you can align your finances with your faith and values. You might be surprised at the doors God opens and the blessings He provides when you commit to honoring Him with your wealth. Thank you for watching, and may God bless you on your financial journey. Until next time, remember, your money matters, not just for your future, but for the kingdom of God. Let's use it wisely, ethically, and for His glory. God bless you all.